Good evening, everybody. Big Mess, Norvise Ambassador with your fly tying tip of the week. This week, I'm going to go over with you working with parachute post. More specifically, I'm going to be using a natural material called calf tail, which a lot of folks are intimidated to use. I'm going to go through and show you a procedure that I do in the way that I like to wrap the hackle around my post, and hopefully it will give you more confidence and help you tie a better, more durable fly that you won't shy away from tying, because parachute post flies work great. Y'all stand by, and coming up is going to be your pro tip of the week, brought to you by Norvise Fly Tying System. Okay, folks, we're back, and in my vise right here, you can see that I have a parachute post. This is what we're going to do. I've already done this once. Twiddly-dee. Oh, my phone said the storage would full, so it didn't capture it all. So we get to do it again, but this is the goal that we're looking for right here. So I'm going to open up the jaws of my Norvise Fly Tying System. I do have the Legacy C with the Magnum hubs in Liberty Blue. The hubs are stainless steel, and I do like the stainless. It stays super, super clean. So I'm going to grab me some thread here. I'm going to use my Norvise Auto Bobbin, of course. I'm going to get me a thread base laid down. And if you folks notice right there, I wrapped that around my finger, got it started, locked in place, and just took my finger instead of using my scissors to snap that thread off. Very common if you tie a lot of flies to do that. It saves you time, which is super important. Saving time, it means that you get more time on the water to fish. So the material we're working with today is calf tail, and as you can see, I'm way down here at the tips of this particular tail. I prefer to work with the bottom fibers. However, I'm a firm believer of maximizing your investment. So feel free to use the entire tail. As you hold these tips here, you want to pull out all those loose fibers as much as you can. Get them all out of there. I'm going to take my scissors, make this a more manageable bunch. And what I am going to do next is put this in my stacker here one more time. Going to get stacking. Okay, now we've got our hair stacked. We have our tips, and we want to, since we're going to be tying the parachute post, I'm right-handed. I want the tips to come out to the right for me. So I grab those tips there. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing here. This is when you can make your final adjustments. This is like when they say in the airlines, our last call for boarding. This is when you have a chance to either get on the flight or stay at the airport and hang out at the lounge, I guess. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take this calf tail. I'm going to spin my bobbin counterclockwise, which is going to cause my thread to jump backwards, which allows me to get a pinch wrap or two, just like you would any other vise. And now I'm going to start locking that down. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to take my scissors, which I keep in my right hand all the time, which is my dominant hand. I'm going to cut that calf tail off at an angle, and then I'm going to use my rotary function on my vise. And we're 88 out the gate, lickety split, and we're thinking about body taper. Okay, we're always thinking about body taper. Okay, we're at this point here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to come in front of the material. I'm going to push back with my thumb. I'm going to start laying down, touching tight wraps against that calf tail. I'm going to take a half hitch tool, and I'm just going to drive that home in there. I want to just really just push that in there as good as I can. Okay, push that in there. Now I'm happy with that. I'm going to start posting this material up. So I'm going to get me out some thread. I'm going to rotate this to me so I can actually see it and get a little bit better control over this material, because it can be a smidge tricky to work with. We're making loose wraps. We're not making super aggressive wraps. And when you get good at this, you can actually go pretty quick with this. And the reason why we are doing these wraps is so we have a place to wrap our hackle up against. Just to treat this as if it is the shank of your hook with your hackle, and I like that. Okay. I get asked how high they'll go up. Well, think about how much hackle you want to put on that post, of course, there. And this would be a point in time that if you want to add a little bit of head cement in there, just to make that just a smidge durable, this is when you can do that. Super glue, head cement, whatever you want to do, just put it on those threads, let it seep in. And by the time you would go back, do the rest of your body and come back, that would be set up for you. Now I'm going to take my hackle. I went over this just a moment ago, but you guys missed it because the video didn't finish. It cut me off. What we're going to do next is I'm going to bring these fibers downward, and I want the top of the exposed hackle to be the underside. So I'm going to trim off, or strip off, I should say. Trim is not the appropriate word. Just like so. That way it will lay against the stem when I tie this and wrap it. So what I'm going to do next, I've got that secured the way I want it. Make one final trim. Once again, spin my Norvise bobbin counterclockwise. Now I'm going to start capturing that. I see I needed to make a little adjustment there real quick. And this is where you get kind of handsy with your fly. Oops. Okay, now really got an awesome area to work with. As y'all can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come around. I want to put in a half hitch, another half hitch, and then I'm going to bring my thread over and have it laying on this side of the hook shank. Now with my rotary feature, sometimes it will kind of turn this away from me just a little bit so I can see it a little bit better. It may help you folks see what I'm doing. And that's the beautiful thing about a Norvise, is that you can adjust that tensioner knob and allow you to, if you keep it on a tight like I am now, you've got a lot of flexibility on how you move this around. But if you want to get 88 out the gate, lying down thread, you can just go zippity 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 zip. Now if you noticed here, I am actually rotating my vise and manipulating that thread around. And at this point here, you can use your whip finisher and go around that post if you want to. You could do super glue in there if you'd want to. You can do what I'm going to do next. I'm just going to show you the old school way of doing it. I'm going to bring this around one more time. I'm going to come in front. I'm going to pull those fibers back, lay down some wraps like so. Now I'm going to put in a half hitch. Remember, I'm going the opposite direction. So in there like so, go another one like that. That hackle is going nowhere. And at this point here, you'd be up toward the front, up here, putting your head on your fly. Boom, 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 boom. We're just for all intent and purposes. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. I challenge you folks to go out there and work with your calf tail, calf body, elk hair. Do some parachute posts with them. If you've just been using your synthetic materials, understand that there's some amazing natural materials that you can adapt to your flies and just get an awesome, very durable, very floatable fly. Because I believe the natural buoyancy of these materials are far superior than some of the man-made. As you can see here, with me wrapping that hackle with the dull side up, I get a wonderful, wonderful flat surface here. If we were to flip that, the dull side being down, it would kind of give us like that little tint action, or like the roof pitch on a house. Both of them will work, don't get me wrong. I do find it a little bit easier to work with these fibers in this particular direction here. If you folks want to stop by and test out a Norvise, go by your local Norvise dealer, give the vise a spin. If you folks have any questions for me, you can reach me at appalachianflies@gmail.com. I want to thank Tim and the Norvise family for giving me the opportunity to be the guinea pig on, hopefully, many, many, many more fly tying tips. Y'all have a great day or a great evening and tie some wonderful, wonderful flies and be happy. Y'all take care.